Hello and welcome to Menvic Studio. My name is Angoli. If you're coming across me for the first time, thank you for stopping by. I hope you would subscribe and click the notification bell so that you will get notified whenever I upload a new video. So I've lived in Scotland for 7 years now and the wider UK for 11 years. And in this video, I'll be sharing some of the lessons I've learned living in Scotland and the UK as a whole, both from my professional life and my personal life as well. Before I really experienced working in this country, I was under the illusion that this is the land of the free, this is land of freedom. I was free to express myself, explain myself, but I very quickly found out that that is not really the case. For explaining myself and trying to make my boss see why I was doing things the way I did them, and also trying to explain to her that I didn't really understand she wanted things done differently. I was labeled rude and not willing to take criticism. When I finally realized the game, I was just saying okay to whatever she was saying and even thanking her for pointing out that I wasn't doing things the way she wanted them done, and then also ask, could you please put me through, tell me how you want them done, and I will just get them done. Moral of the story, don't be in a hurry to drop your yes sir from your country. Like in Nigeria, we know we do the yes sir thing. Don't be in a hurry to drop that. But on a serious note, if someone here says you're not doing something the way they would like them done, from my experience, your best chance is to apologize and then ask them how they want it done. Just do it and then move on, especially at your workplace. You know that line the police usually would read to people before they arrest them? The one that says you have a right to remain silent and that anything you do or say can be used against you in court, something like that. Yes, that line is your best friend here when things go wrong. When things go wrong, from my experience, just keep your cool and follow due process. No need to talk too much, and certainly no raising your voice like some of us would do back in our various home countries. That is a no-no. Think very carefully of anything you say if you must say anything, but otherwise my suggestion is do not say anything, do not speak out of anger. If you must speak, make sure you really think it through. And if you can't do that because you're angry or because you're agitated or things are going wrong, your best bet is not to say anything. Wait and calm down and think through whatever you're going to say. Even if you feel like your rights have been trampled upon, the good thing is there are processes which you can follow to get justice, but you must be smart about it. You can't let yourself be carried away by emotions and then speak things that would really not help your matter. You know the saying that ignorance is not an excuse. It is very much embedded in this society. Ignorance is truly no excuse here, and you would have to be good at keeping yourself informed and making sure you know all the things you're meant to know. So I'll give you an example. Sometime last year, I took our daughter to a soft play not too far away from our house. And when we got to the soft play, the compound, there weren't really anywhere to park, at least not that I could see. But just beside the soft play compound, there is a supermarket, and that supermarket has a really large parking space. So I parked my car at their parking lot. Can you imagine that a fine letter arrived at our home so many days later that I had already forgotten that I went to the soft play? And in the letter, they said I was fined £90, which would be halved to I think £45 if I paid within a certain stipulated time. And they also said that there were signs all over the supermarket parking lot saying I couldn't park my car there at least beyond a certain amount of time. And honestly, I never saw any of those signs. So I decided to go back to the supermarket and check the parking lot to see if I can find any sign that said I couldn't park there or I couldn't park beyond a certain or a certain hour. And lo and behold, there were signs everywhere, even though they were small, but the signs were there. And if I had looked around or paid more attention, I would have seen the signs. So I just went home and paid the fine. One thing I love the society for, though, is that no one is out to get you. I know on the internet a number of people have been making videos and spreading this idea that the social services, for example, are after a certain group of people to take their children off them. But I don't actually think that is really the case. I think it's more of a situation where people don't keep themselves informed of what they are not meant to do in a society, and they kind of get themselves into trouble and things like that. So let's say the social services gets involved and you haven't done anything wrong, then you just follow the due process to clear the air. I think the main problem is more likely that people haven't taken their time to make sure they understand the society they're in and know what they should and should not do. And I'll give you a very simple example. Some people still don't know that it is illegal to beat children in Scotland. This wasn't the case some few years back, but at this point, it is illegal. No physical punishment is allowed. So if you beat your child and someone gets to know, or the child tells anyone in the school, then that's you. You get yourself into unnecessary trouble. So number 4 lesson which I've learned is that there are eyes everywhere. So just because no one can see you when you've done something, don't assume that no one sees you. Let's say you drive into a parking lot and you're trying to park your car and you mistakenly scratch another car. Don't just walk away because maybe you've come out of your car and look and think, oh, it's a small scratch. You look around, there's no one looking. You just think, well, you can just walk away and you don't have to do anything about that. Please don't do that. Or even worse still, don't drive your car away and go and park somewhere else just so you can, so the owner, when they come back, they won't look at your car and take your registration number. There is no point doing that. So don't just walk away, apart from the fact that it's the moral thing to do, to leave a note and apologize to someone whom you've scratched their car. It's also important that you think of the fact that there might be a CCTV camera somewhere, or even some random doorbell camera might pick you up, or somebody might be in the parking lot and they've seen what happened and they'll take your registration number. With your registration number, they can find you at your house and you would be in much bigger trouble. So just don't do it. And the last lesson I would like to share is that things are not always what they seem and things are far from perfect. This last lesson is the main reason, if you followed my video for a while, you notice that I always say that people should carry out thorough research before they migrate to any part of the world. Don't be in a hurry to leave your country, because wherever you're going to, you don't even know what problems they are facing there. There are problems everywhere. You just have to decide which society presents you the best quality of life and where you think you might be able to thrive the best. And sometimes it might be in your home country. So I'll give you a very quick example. So you know, you hear a lot of people saying that the healthcare here is free. The NHS, they always talk about it, and some people say that you've got free healthcare. But all of us who live here know that that is not the case. As long as you're working, you pay for the NHS treatment through your national insurance. That is not even my main point. The main point is that it is really difficult to access this healthcare. And this is not just me. A lot of people I know are finding it quite challenging to access healthcare, like access their GP or primary care services. Even if it's an emergency, you'll find out that you might still have to wait for a long time because there are other people who are waiting before you. The good thing though is that the citizens have gotten really good at demanding their rights. So when things are not going well, they don't just keep quiet. They keep demanding and demanding until it gets better, or at least they can see some improvement. So for this healthcare NHS that I have mentioned as an example, I'm very sure that the people who are at the top of affairs in the NHS are really working very hard and having sleepless nights trying to find solutions. And I think that might be one of the reasons why you have all these importations of healthcare professionals from all over the world. If you live in the UK, I'd like to hear from you what lessons you've learned living in the UK so far, to help all of us keep ourselves informed. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.